Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Crypto, Coffee and LoFi. I had to take a day's break. Was feeling a little bit under the weather. Got a bit of a cold. I still feel pretty bad, but I'm here. Need to make money, so I guess it's a good time to come back because the Bitcoin prediction that I had from last episode is playing out pretty much perfectly here. So, for anyone who missed it, let's quickly do a top-down analysis. So we had a sweep of these two highs, a break below the low that swept the highs, deviating above, failing to hold this level of support. We break through. Then once we retest this level and we go to mitigate these orders, we then redistribute, which is a good sign if you're looking for shorts. Okay. Now that we have swept out all of these equal lows, because the market is still bullish technically, even though this is printing what I would call a perfect top, but the bullish structure is still there. So regardless, if I think this is going down, I still need to follow the pattern, okay, which we do have. We have a bullish setup. Let's see it right here. So for anyone new here, I'm just trading one pattern. So that's all I do. I trade a head and shoulders pattern. Essentially, I just look for the sweep of a low and then a break above the high that swept the low, or vice versa for a bearish pattern. Okay. There's a little bit more to that, but if you want to learn more, you want to see me trade live, visit the link in the description and you can pick up a copy of the strategy. Okay. So this is the bullish setup that I'm seeing. And if this bullish setup does not play out, then we can head lower towards 40k. Okay, so here we have a sweep of a low. We break above the high that swept the low, and then when we return, we start to reaccumulate. Moving below all of these equal lows here after distributing at the top. So what do we need to see? For price to continue its higher time frame bullish trend, we would need to visit this area here and start to reaccumulate. Something like this. Or come up from where we are right now, reaccumulate, and then once we revisit, reaccumulate again. This is not something that I'll be rushing into longs. I'm a little bit iffy on the current price action. ETH looks much better than Bitcoin at the moment, so I've jumped in an ETH long instead. We may not get the retest of this level, so I am still in my Bitcoin short, but I may look to exit depending on the price action that we get. If we get any obvious reaccumulation here, then I'll just look to jump out of my position. That's fine. Okay, let's take a quick look at ETH. Okay, so a little bit tricky because we didn't see any obvious accumulation throughout this entire leg here, except for this sweep. So, and then even then, this isn't really anything solid. So if we do start to break down here, it's not going to be good. Okay, and then we would need to revisit 3,500 roughly. So you can see we sweep this low, and then we break above the high that swept the low right here, and you can tell resistance, resistance, resistance. We haven't yet properly tested a support, so if these levels do start to break, then 3,500 would be a good spot to look for longs or possibly short into, depending on if we see a setup or not. Either way though, I have to take the setup that I'm seeing, because the stats tell me to take the setup. Okay, so regardless of what I think is going to play out, although sometimes it is a good idea to follow your intuition, I have to follow the stats that I've gathered. okay? Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make me money, not my intuition, right? So sweep this low, break above the high, then we revisit, sweep below, break above the high, and then here again, the low, break above the high. And I can already tell I'm going to get stopped out on this, but I have to follow the plan, okay? CRV, okay, I've entered a position on here. This one, quite simple. Break below the low, move above, break below the low, move above. If we take a look at the 4 hour here, this does just look like accumulation to me, okay? Sweeping below these lows, breaking above here. And again, the other day we saw a similar pattern, and then retesting this level here. So all I'm doing is just trading the exact same pattern. That's it. Just the head and shoulders pattern. Okay? But then there's the nuances that actually make the strategy profitable. So I'll be targeting this high. I'm already in the position. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, just eyes on the majors. Really, if Bitcoin does continue to fall, which it looks like it's going to, and so does ETH, then that's not going to be good for the rest of the market. Obviously, we could see some massive drops here on the alts. Sushi, Aave, what else? Yeah, Sushi, Aave, and Matic for a decent move today. Wi-Fi the day before. Okay, but as you can see, we're retracing most of that. I'm still in my Doge bear position. Okay, meaning I think Doge still has some downside. If we take a look, just recapping what we covered on the last episode. Yeah. These equal lows are going to be swept. Okay, what we do after the equal lows will kind of determine if we're going to head up towards these highs. So if we can take the equal lows, then reaccumulate right here. Okay, then these highs should be okay to get swept. Yeah, so I'm not seeing much. Honestly, I think the market is due for a bigger pullback than a lot of people are expecting. I've been saying this for a little bit over a week now, close to 2 weeks. I know it's not what you really want to hear, but when you break above a double top like this, break below, and then continue to redistribute, you know, it's pretty hard to ignore. We really need the reaccumulation down at these levels. We need the reaccumulation. Once this daily candle closes, if we can sweep it out on the next daily candle and then continue up, that'd be ideal. But it's not looking too good. It's not looking good. No worries, guys. That's it for this episode. I have a few tutorials, okay, that I've been planning out. So one on gathering statistics, and then one on how to kind of determine if a trend is about to start or a trend is about to finish. And I think that's really relevant for what we're seeing here in the crypto market. So look out for those. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see me trade live, you're interested in this strategy, click the link in the description, pick up a copy. No worries, guys. Have a good day. Bye.